Hi, parents of art students. My name is Mrs. Gullery, and I hope it's okay. I'm just going to share my screen of a few slides I have talking about the intro class and what to expect this year. So let's get started. Here's me. There's my son Peter and my husband Toby. Here's a little bit of information about my class. So I'm in room K210. My email is sgullery@gws.k12.in.us. There's the phone number of the school and my extension 3121. Please feel free to contact me anytime if you have questions about how your child is doing or anything. I also have a class Instagram for the intro students as well as my advanced students. We share the same Instagram. If you want to follow us, if you have Instagram, that'd be really cool. I try my best to post a couple things every week, just showing what progress we're making in class or end products that are kind of sitting in the hallway, like this picture here, and that way you can kind of see what we're doing in class. So here's a little bit about the class and what we cover. We covered introductory level of many 2D art topics, such as the basics, elements and principles of art, art history and art historians in time, contemporary techniques and styles, contemporary artists. We talk about art careers and that it is possible to be an artist and its importance in society. We talk about, and we of course use a lot of different mediums. Mediums is just the materials we use. So we use graphite, charcoal, pastel, and many, many more. And then wet mediums like ink, watercolor, and acrylic, and more. And so this is a really fun class. These are some collage examples. But we use a lot of, art pieces and paintings in history and recreate them, and of course do more personal artwork as well. So this really is a studio-based class. That means that they're coming in and they're creating artwork a good 85% of the time when they're in here. They're creating artwork from start to finish themselves. And it's not necessarily just me giving lectures or talking. They're here making art. 2D art will provide the student with a forum to explore the connection between art and personal life experience. Students will be encouraged to find creative solutions in their art production, thus creating art that represents them and they can be proud of. So we oftentimes do projects that really highlight who they are. So this is obviously a self-portrait project where we're learning about how to use pencil or graphite and draw realistically, but we do many other projects that include, just including parts of their life and things they're interested in, or something from home and that sort of thing. So hopefully a lot of times they'll be proud of what they've made. So this is a little bit about how their grade comes to be in my class. So obviously there's the studio aspect, and that's a good 50% of their grade is just those projects and how well they do on those. But there's also daily points. So every single day a student gets 3 points for being here, ready to work, making progress, being respectful, respecting the classroom. If a student isn't here, not getting any work done, being on their phone the whole time, falling asleep, those types of things, they don't get those points. If, of course, your student or your child needs to be home and quarantined at home, or having to stay home because they're sick or whatever, as long as they log into my Zoom, which is on my homepage on Canvas, as long as they log in there, I will give them 3 points for being here, and they will not lose those points. So that's a big part of their grade as well, just being here and being able to do the studio. Grading for their studio projects are based on a rubric that has these 4 things: technique, requirements, craftsmanship, and creativity and originality. And what these basically mean is that each project is graded on. Did they meet the specifications of the medium taught in class? So if we're using charcoal, that project, did they use the charcoal the correct way? Did they meet the requirements or the components of the project? Like if they had to include their face, was their face in it? So those are the requirements, things that had to have been in it, things that we were teaching in class. Craftsmanship, was the project made in a thought out way? Was it clearly done? And did they take the time in creating it? And then lastly is creativity and originality, which just has to do with were they able to think of their own ideas instead of copying someone else's idea from online or what a friend was doing, and how were they able to make it more interesting. This year, all of their projects will be graded on Canvas instead of a physical paper rubric that I'm handing them. And so I hope that also means that you all will be able to see their grades firsthand on Canvas as well. Last thing I just wanted to show, I think this is my last slide. This is a picture of the classroom since you guys weren't able to come in and see. We have all their cubbies over here where they could keep their art supplies. They have their own personal desks. We do presentations on there's a screen right over here, and usually our supplies, our communal supplies that we have to share are on this back counter. There's also a separate storage room and all that. I would love for you guys to be here someday, but this is what we got right now. It's a little bit messy, but all their desks are spaced from each other. Usually in my art class, all 4 of these desks would be put together to create like a little table so they could talk and be near each other, but this year it's not like that. Things are going really well so far this year. Please always reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns about anything, and I really look forward to being your child's teacher for the rest of the school year. Thanks.